Yes, sir. We on the grind all the time, and we'll put it on your mind. Let's go. Hey, man, this is another video. It been a while since I put one out in their content, but man, I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of what I've been showing y'all on the hotshot side. I'm gonna let y'all know that this stuff don't stop just because it's a big rig. This stuff don't change. The operating principles and the fundamentals are the same. What? Hey, one thing I can say, if you ever took a chance to really take heed what going on, show no one of these 1 hour consultations that's still jumping off, cash up, $JBUTLER in the 4 line, put your number, and get what? It jumping. And it is what it is. And what it ain't, it'll never be. And if you're new to the channel, you don't mind hearing a country boy talk a little bit, hey, ring that bell, subscribe, comment, like, turn your notifications on, man. I always go live a lot, and it's always something new and interesting to learn here. And I hope that I've been of service to each and every one of you. All right, man, let's kick it off, man. When we going into this video, we're going to start with the nitty gritty, man. And y'all have been with me for a while. Y'all have watched me go from 1 truck to 2 trucks to 5 trucks, humble beginnings. Hey, man, pull out all the stops and really go chase a check. You seen me work with the 06 Dodge Ram, you know, brought it out, call it Hercules, man. And shortly after that, upgraded to a 14 model Cummins, and was on the grind all the time, and did a couple things and made a little profit and enjoyed myself a little bit, you know. Came back and even showed you how to stack them parcels and get some high efficiency hauling going on, man. It really stacked that trailer to the max. Compound old partial, get that money. Things to buy, well, not to buy. Things that can save your back. Catastrophic failures on the road, repair, even how to save yourself in the event of on the highway trouble with a load. Shows you how to add owner operators the right way. Make these people their own boss. Let them people be able to see their money and have some fulfillment and enjoyment in what they doing. And y'all already know, in the midst of all that, you got to turn up every once in a while. Hey, put them forges on that mama and let it ride, man. But like I said, we going into this video, and I just want to let y'all know I thank each and every one of y'all for hanging around, being around, supporting, hating, whatever you doing. It's all motivation to me, because get what? It don't stop. And like I said, this shit everywhere. Fuck a hater and it, man. Hey, we're taking a moment to come back once again and just give you a demonstration, a little lightweight demonstration on how you want to move that truck around and run that truck. Now, this is an example of me dropping a load, a particular load, untargeted as we speak, but it's a set of rollers that are used in the production of steel coils. And if y'all been watching the channel, you know I've carried a few steel coils. So in order to keep producing these steel coils at the rate they're doing, they're wearing out rollers, so they're being replaced a little bit more frequently than often. I noticed that trend. So this was planned out way ahead of time, really not so much in time period, but way ahead of time when it came to what was going on in the area, and me peeping ahead for what I could see that was viable in the Georgia area where I was. And I had come from Florida and dropped some off in Georgia, and I was trying to get back home. So, you know, I saw these rollers coming back to Columbia, Mississippi, and I started to think about it. I was like, man, these rollers going somewhere that they make coils in. And I know they make coils a lot in Columbus. What we have here is 2 mill rolls. They are used to roll out steel and put them in a coil. So I can pick them up and keep running them. I gotta keep these folks going so they keep this shit going, so I keep y'all going. Y'all need this steel. Y'all need these metal roofs, all these colors, and all this good stuff they make. You need it. So knowing what I know, and I was like, well, hey, they produce a lot of coils in Columbus, and they need a lot of coils in Jackson, and I live about 12 miles from the place where I pick up the coils. Y'all know it. I pick up the call. They might have something going from Columbus to Jackson to get me the rest of the way home. And lo and behold, they did. And get what? This ain't no hunch. These ain't just no thoughts that fly up in the air. They call this experience. I'm getting you the game. Map out ahead of yourself. Because get what? What this end up being is dropping this off and going about 50 feet. My deadhead was 50 feet, y'all. 50 feet next door. Pull out one door, leave out the gate, go to the next door, inside the next gate, in the next building, next to the building. I just dropped this off here to get the next load to take me home. And them 141 miles it take to get down there, they only give you $900. That's what they told me. Yeah, we'll pay that, Jonathan. We'll do that. So get what? Just take time to look at what's going on, man. It ain't rocket science, but I'm giving you the game every single time, man. This is how you move a truck, man. This is how you move a truck. And finna drop this off, go out this gate, go in the gate next door to it, which is the same facility, and pick up a Coil and take it back to Jackson, about 12 miles from my house. Okay. You gotta put all this stuff together. You gotta lie around the truck, read the board, and know what you're looking at when you see it. I tell everybody, I'm playing this as a Valve Florence, bitch. Start playing it in Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah. On the grind all the time. Your mind got to steady be working about what next and what you're gonna do after that. You can't just pull up and then figure it out. Yeah. That's what we doing though. Drop out the mill road and make the Coil and go around the corner and pick up the Coil and make it with the mill road and drive it off. Little slight vertical integration with that thing. Make that money go in a circle, boy. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I say about a hater and it, man. So get what? I'm holler at y'all. I just want y'all to see what's going on out here in the real world. So now we getting back in, and just to let you know, this is a serious facility, man. They do everything from the actual raw steel all the way down to flattened to maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch, sometimes 16th or 32nd of an inch thick or even thinner. And these rollers are used to actually roll the steel while it is melting hot. It is really hot in this place. And man, I tell you, it ain't no game, man. These tarps, I tarp stuff every day. I tell you guys, man, get appropriate size tarps, get some smaller ones and some bigger ones so you can use a variety, because these things are heavy. But this load right here came in at a very light, about 33,000 pounds, I say that. And there's a lot of care that's being taken in this facility. And to be honest with you, man, it was great to see these guys working so diligently in this facility to remain safe in these conditions, because like I said, this is a very hustle and bustle type operation right here. This $1 billion facility. Well, I ain't say no $1 million, I said $1 billion facility. So safety is utmost importance, and they got this stuff off here safely, and we got it signed for, point seen, money gone. And we preparing to actually go to the other side. I'm gonna do a cut shot to going to the other side, and you'll get to see us pull into the facility to get the Coil. But just like I told you, time over everything. So while they were doing this, you can't see me in the shot, but I had my dunnage and my Coil racks and everything getting ready to pull into the other facility and not have to hold them up on the other side by having to get out all my equipment and my dungeon, my chains and all that stuff and get it set up. So I'm actually working right now. I got the camera sitting in a spot and it's just recording, and I sped this up 2 times fast because this is an 85-ton crane. It doesn't move quickly. This stuff takes time. So while they giving you some time, when they get the second thing off the trailer, they got you clear, go ahead and make preparations. Go ahead and do what you got to do. And like I said, I already was set up, and I know I got to tarp that coil that I'm going to get. So the tarp is right there, and it's actually in position about 3 feet in front of where I'm going to drop. So now we pull into the other side, and it's time to get heavy. All right, shipping etiquette of the day, man. I always wait to get waved in before you come in. But like I said, we're in a very large facility, man. This facility has every capability you could imagine when it comes to moving steel and coils. This facility loads out of this bay at least 4 trucks at a time. The coils are produced in another part of the plant, and they are moved via remote operated locomotives that bring the coils to this side of the facility, where there's actually a warehouse on the other side from me that houses about 250, 300 coils, and they move them in and out as they see fit. As you can see, I already had all this stuff out. When I pulled in, my stuff was set up in position. The tarp is still right there, ready to be thrown over. My racks are down. One thing I want to say about carrying coils, man, I always just stress the severity of things being as they should be, and you not take it for granted that an inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 5 inches could mean the difference between this load going where it has to go successfully or killing everyone. That's big. So, like I said, the crane operator, she had been a crane operator at this facility for 13 years. I had a slight conversation with her, and as you can see, there's a lot of care being taken to put this in the proper position. You'll see me move back and forth tons of times, man, and it doesn't matter how much you have to walk and how much you got to look, how much you got to count, how much you got to measure. You need to make sure this coil is centered on this truck. There is zero room for error when it comes down to concentrated weight. And you'll see her put it down, and I look at it and count boards and count spaces, and it's not quite even. We're going to pick it back up and we're going to put it where it goes. And she had no problem. She came around to look and see what I was talking about, and she saw it for herself. Hey, yeah, that thing's about 4 or 5 inches out. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up and just look at the weight as it comes down on the trailer. This trailer rated for 100,000 pounds now, y'all. It didn't flatten the arch out, but boy, you just look at how it sits and you'll know it's serious. Check it out. Oh yeah, now as you can see, it is heavy. And one thing we know for sure, it's got to be right. And just on some calculation that we have been doing, and I've been talking, going back and forth, man, to be off with this coil a foot, 8 inches, 7 inches, something like that. You're taking weight off one side, putting it to the other side, and you end up multiplying what you're doing as you're getting it off balance. So, 8 inches, about 7, 8, 10,000 pounds are hanging off the side of the truck. So, like I say, this is a preliminary loading area. You're going to do your final securements and your tarping out in the tarping lane. But you always want to secure this load for the small amount of space you're going to take and the short drive you're going to make around to the outside of the building to tarp up and chain up the rest of the way. You want to secure this coil. I have seen people get this coil and just ride off. I would not suggest that. Things happen. Somebody jump out in front of you, make you slam on brake, and it jumps out of the rack. I mean, you do not want to have this thing move at all, not even on a very short trip. So we're finna get out of the E4 line, but before we do that, we will be securing this coil with 2 11,000-pound chains to keep it from just moving at all while we get to the tarping lane. And man, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a difficult job, man. This is not something that you come and be lackadaisical about. This will literally kill you. And I want y'all to stay tuned to the end of the video so y'all can watch some of this carnage and aftermath. RIP to the driver. I'm gonna say that ahead of time, y'all. But every day we get up in the morning, man, and lace up our boots and come up out here and try and keep it between the mayonnaise and mustard and pray to God we can make it back to the house. And that's one of the reasons I make these videos, to help y'all try and make it back to the house and show y'all the severity of this stuff. It ain't all fun and games and stacking paper. This shit'll kill you. Day in and day out, we get up and we try and provide for our families, man. But this is a short part of the video I just made to say RIP to a driver that came out and never saw this coming, man. This is why I show y'all load securement at its finest, man. I show y'all how to get this stuff and move this truck in an efficient manner, but safely, man. This load was a load of mulch. It was a load of mulch that was probably secured and strapped, but traffic came to a stop, you guys, and I guess the driver behind him wasn't paying attention and hit this truck full force. Now, this is a serious impact. If you know what you're looking at, you know that's the fuel tank of the truck and the drive axle of the truck. But what you can't see is under that pile of mulch are the rear axles of the truck. It broke the spread. This is one of them things you never saw coming when you left the house this morning, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, I be feeling so blessed out here. That's why I don't let bad stuff get me down, man. I see stuff like this daily, man. I done drove almost 1,000,000 miles in 3 years. Almost 1,000,000 miles. And I done seen it countless times, man. That's why I stop and make these videos, just to try and better y'all life and better your understanding of the severity of what goes on out here. And like I said, keep that thing between the mayonnaise and the mustard, that greasy side down and that shiny side up. And y'all know what I say about a hater and in manner.